Good morning. What is going on, everyone? I hope we're having a great one out there. How are we doing today? Let's go, let's go. It's going to be a pretty crazy Friday and end of the week here as the SPY fell off this morning. I know it's a bit concerning, isn't it? It's not like, okay, the market's going to crash here or anything probably, but nonetheless, it's going to be something to watch for today. You know, we had this big gap down this morning, and the SPY did try to recover and has now touched key resistance at 662.50. We'll need to see a real clear breakthrough back above this, in my opinion, to really see like a good move start to really come to fruition here. That gap down was kind of brutal this morning. Yesterday and after hours when it closed, it was around 663.50. Dropped all the way down to like 660 this morning. Sorry, 661, 660.50. Right around that range. And now at open, a couple red candles coming right back into play. Leading our watch list today, Beyond Meat, 4.69%. But Oaklo is the fun one up there again. Oaklo is pointing higher. It's holding above 100 today, pushing towards the high from yesterday. The pre-market move was good. It's green at open. Man, Oaklo just continues to show its strength here in the short term. Wow, let's go. If you're joining up, destroy that like button. Jason, Christian, Autumn, Tangi, Jake, Jen, let's go, let's go. How we doing, Autumn? Happy Triple Witching Day. Yes, Triple Witching's going on today. Triple Witching is always fun. The simultaneous expirations of stock options, stock index futures, and stock index options all on the same day. We can see right here that whenever the market has triple witching, the market only goes green 28% of the time. I'll pull that picture over here for you guys. I know that we've been looking at this one on the nightly videos a little bit, but still, I figured I'd show it here again. 28% though on that bottom right number is pretty insane. That's the 5-day percentage change after triple witching in September. So it's pretty rough, pretty rough. Triple witching always happens around this time. It's pretty crazy. Probably a big reason why the market goes so nuts in September, especially towards the middle to end of it. Gilly Gallo, Tashana, Anthony, Juan, Tangy Man. Tangy said someone at the DOE, Department of Energy, must have been talking. LEU is up 3% already today. Centrus Energy Corp, wow, 273. How about XLE? Not much there. Come on, Oaklo. Let's get it, Anthony. Oaklo is crushing it again. Look at the daily chart. Great continuation here out of Oaklo. Love that overall move. How's AMD today? I'm watching them back down today. Watching for a drop off below like 155 again towards that 150 support. See if it plays out. If we don't break 155, no reason to really push it or force it. Coinbase watching for a breakout there. Mike was looking at CNC and ARM. CNC to the upside, ARM to the downside. ARM's starting to look pretty good again. Straight down from open pretty much. How's Palantir? PLTR. There we go. Almost pushing 180 again. Yes, Palantir. Palantir showing its strength again. Wow, what a great continuation. That's an awesome move there. We'll see if 180 can break or not. Good morning, Rick. Opinion on Shopify, expert said. SHOP. Shopify tried to make a move this morning. It's actually all over the place. Ran up, ran down, is now pushing a bit lower again. Whoa, Mike just posted that JP Morgan raised Apple's price target to 280 from 255. That's pretty fire for them. That would put Apple at new all-time highs by about $20. It'd be like $20 above the new all-time high. They do look pretty bullish here in the short term. Let's go check Palantir once again. Amir said, damn, Palantir, I think it might touch for 180 before dipping back. It probably could. 180 is a big resistance I've been watching for. QQQ VWAP testing. 597.75 overhead. There we go. QQQ's pulling back down. Big resistance there. I will say it's a bigger resistance than I would have thought overhead. QQQ falling back. Big red candles there. That's a massive red one. Let's go see TSLA. $4.26. Nice. Now, Tom, should I buy Palantir shares now, or do you think it's overextended? Ooh. You know, Demir, it could keep going up here, but it's definitely overextended. Definitely, definitely. LEU is now almost 6% on the day. TSLA, Aller said. TSLA. Yeah, but I'm with you, Demir. You know, Palantir is pretty overextended. I would be a bit careful there. I'd be a bit careful. NVIDIA, big red candle. Let's see. NVDA falling to the downside today. Oh, you had me scared. I thought the daily candle was about to be red. Okay, you must be looking at the 1 minute. Yeah, it's kind of big. It's not huge. Not as huge as it could be, Juan, but... The Life of Chris says QUBT. Quantum Computing Inc. Wow. Straight up again. How's QBTS? D-Wave Quantum. Also up. Lots of quantum stocks up today. How about Rigetti? Yes, straight up from open. Very consistent price action, too. Couple red candles mixed in, but really, it's pretty consistent. If you're just now joining up, make sure you like up the stream and also subscribe. Get those subscribes going here. Do you think FIG will go below 45 at any time? I was hoping it would go to 40 by now. Figma. You know, they've been pulling back pretty hard. It's just going to take some time. They could possibly chop around. You know, there is a chance that Figma tries to come back or something. I don't think it would come all the way back, but kind of like right now, if we zoom in, it's trying to come up off of this dip. Like maybe it comes up and just fills the gap real quick before dropping off more. Either way, it's a pretty bearish setup in my eyes overall. I remember, Autumn, whenever you were buying that one on the IPO or right after or something like that. I bet a lot of people still have those IPO bans from when this one came out. What was it, a 90-day ban? It'd almost be over, actually, now that we're... It's like a month left. Tangi says, the best thing about today, I've got a grip of covered calls expiring today. I either get paid or I'm set up to sell more calls next week. You sell them every week, don't you, Tangi? Or do you sell them with some further out expirations a lot of the time. Obviously, you get more premium that way. Oh, you ended up not getting any. You had the worst FOMO. I did want to scalp it, so I'm glad I didn't get a hold of it and get banned. Was this the one that IPO'd at like 33? If you got the shares at 33, I would take the ban and sell it at 120 actually. Now you want to own it because you actually believe in it. Gotcha, yeah. That makes sense. I remember you talking about it a lot. It's kind of like a competitor to Adobe Photoshop, let's say. Or the Adobe platform. How's Adobe been doing over that time? Trying to hold 330 support with Adobe. I know that we've been eyeing up this key support for a while. It's a big one, too. Ooh. It probably would have been smart for him to do it, Autumn. Palantir just broke 180, no shot. Ooh, it's actually on it right now. Yeah, it did though. Looks like there is a little red here initially, but it's holding above there pretty well. Well, until it's not. Hopefully we don't see like a big rejection here. BBAI, Tangy Man said, Big Bear again? They're always at the top of my watch list, like every day. They're close. QUBT's up there, though, 15%. It's hard to beat that one. Wow. I almost can't believe that with QUBT. IONQ. Nice, up to 70 as well. Man, we're seeing a lot of good action out of some of these growth stocks today. Look at Barrick Gold. Even Barrick, straight to the upside. What's up, Easy Rider? I would say he probably has been taking profits for sure, Easy. I believe so, but of course, you know, you'd have to ask him yourself. Anthony said, guessing sell wall at 115 for Oaklo. Trying to break above. Pretty solid action, though, out of Oaklo. You're right, it is trying to break out. Just a bit stuck this morning. You know, with Intel, I said this before, and I'll say it again. I said it yesterday. I think that it's going to move like this. I might have even talked about it on the video last night, but I could see it pulling back a bit into this range and then ultimately running higher. Almost exactly like how I have it drawn up. Now, it doesn't mean it has to be exactly like this, but I could see the path playing out this way. Kind of like today, you know, it's a red day. I could see another one Monday maybe, and a couple next week, but ultimately, I do think that we'll ultimately start to run back up and just use the top end of that range as good support now. BCDA. Let's see. BCDA. Biocardia. What the? I think we have a spam bot in here, guys. My word. That was different. That was different. Okay. We'll get those a lot on the nightly videos, but not as much on the live streams. It was this guy. That's such a funny emoji right there. The bots are adapting, Demir said. Tangy, man. He goes, what was your first clue? Sheesh. Here's Oaklo again. Really ripping. 117 coming up. Oh my gosh, Tangy coming in with the 5 spot again. Tangy, man, let's go. You've been crushing it lately on here. I appreciate that, my man.
All right, all right, all right.
Hell yeah, Tangy, appreciate that. There we go, there we go. Tangy says, you could say it's been a really good week. I guess with some stocks like Oaklo moving like the way they are. How are some of the big boys, Tangy, UEC, URA? Oh, yeah. URA, oh my word, Tangy. I didn't even realize URA broke out above its recent high again today. Wow. Didn't even catch that one. All right, let's go see Tesla real quick. Tesla is starting to move up. Tesla's looking pretty nice, though. Look at this overall uptrend here. Pretty fire. Tesla to 440. That'd be quite the move today. I don't know about 440, but I could see 430 plus maybe, but... This is a big level on Tessie. Excuse me. Sorry about that, answering a question for somebody. Damn, LEU's up 9% now. LEU. Oh my gosh, Jin coming in with the 5 spot too. And Jin threw a lemon on there. Let's go. Lemon lime. I love that, Jin. Thank you. They said, guess who's up? I love to hear that, Jin. What are you up on today? That's badass. Stocks are running hard, and Tangi said that they sold another royalty deal. So you might say I'm in the money. It's like Jerry Maguire, except for saying, show me the money. You go, I'm in the money. It's pretty funny. Yeah, there we go. Tesla starting to still move up a bit here. I've actually been monitoring the China situation. They just say right now that the talk is going on right now. So I've been waiting for the talks to end. I haven't seen much news about the ongoing talks, though. Yeah, I'm not seeing much there. We'll just have to wait for the talks to end, I guess. For Trump to tell us what happened, right? Jake said FDX ripped up last night. On their earnings? Yeah, they did. Pretty good move. But they gave it all back this morning. They are up a little bit today now. They're up, let it load, let it load, let it load. 2.87% today. Hey, dubs in the chat for Jason. Up 700 and sold all the calls. They said, I'm happy. There we go. Boom, that's what we want to hear. And you sold them all. So you're done for the day. Smart, I like it. I like it, I like it. I guess dubs for all 3 of the winners today. No, we do not, Ravi. Too many people took advantage of it, sadly. Just sold the 115 Oaklo calls I entered after it broke yesterday's high, up over $2,000. Nice. Up over 2K on Oaklo. Makes sense. Oklo's on fire so much here. 13% today. Almost looks better than yesterday's move. At least more consistent in the early parts of the morning. Wow. How is Apple? New iPhone sales going on. What's up, Amit? I know that they are doing, I think, pre-orders right now for the iPhone 17 Pros, but I think that's just what they have going on there. Ravi asked about swing trades. You know, Ravi, we don't do too many swings. We focus more on shorter term trading. Now, we do a lot of swings with selling put options. We do swings that way, and we also do the big money trades a lot as well. Those are pretty much the swings that we end up taking for the most part. So just keep that in mind. Might not be the best fit. Just depends. Whack, what's up? You're going to do Stock Journal starting today. There we go. There we go, Whack. Try and stick where the money is, you know. Oaklo today. You know, Weck, you could always give us like a situation and then we could go over it. And as we go over your situation, maybe there could be some, you know, tips to be had or something along that line. Tom, can we see a book map for Oaklo, please? Yeah, sure. Especially with it doing so good, we'll throw Oaklo up. For certain, for certain. 130 overhead resistance actually doesn't have as much stacked up there as I actually would have thought. Not even close. Yeah, I'm surprised that there's not more sellers stacked up at 130. If I would re-enter, I could. Looks like a great setup. Oaklo's a little high, but I'm with you, Anthony. It seems like it's overextended. It'll probably go up to like 20% today, though. This wild move it's making. Got it. Thanks. I'll see what I come up with today and ask a question if it's in time. There we go. Let's see here. Boeing pulling back down 0.24%. Pretty big pullback coming into play there. BA, let's go check Tesla. Tessie. I know everyone's been liking that one this morning. It has been trending up good, but it got pretty flat at resistance. Watching for a potential breakout here. It has been holding its ground really well. Come on, Tessie, let's get that new high of the day. You're out of here, made some profit? Let's go, Demir. Glad to hear that. Have a great morning, my man. Go get some good breakfast today. I don't know if you guys knew that with Warren Buffett. His wife would set out a certain amount of change or money each day for his breakfast from McDonald's. If he was having a good week or a good time in the stock market, then he'll go like for a fancy thing. He'll get like a, I don't know, sausage McMuffin with egg or something, or I don't remember exactly what it was. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $2.60 or something. And then and then he would get if it was a bad time in the market, he would get something cheaper that would cost like $2. It had me cracking up. That's Warren Buffett out there. The billionaire. Kind of funny. Just goes to show how wild they are there. You always have some funny stuff with those guys. Very rarely is it just normal. That's a good sign, though. He keeps his thriftiness even after having billions. How'd he celebrate his birthday on a red day? Uh-oh. I don't know. He probably didn't even celebrate that day. Now you got me thinking. Michael said, way up on Serve. I should take profits. Let's see Serve. It's starting to make a little comeback here. It's trying to come up off of this little dip. Might be able to play a dip buy here or just hold, you know. If this support gives out, I'd cut pretty fast, though. It is up 12%, which is quite a lot. You remember Winn-Dixie? Is that like a gas station or something? Yeah, I was going to say, I've been there before. Aren't they in, like, Florida? Yeah, okay. Yeah, they're in southeastern states. Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Headquartered in Jacksonville. Wow. Yeah, that's right. Whenever I was in Gulf Shores, Alabama, we always went to the Winn-Dixie. That's what it was. Iceman worked there in high school. I was just thinking, I was like, I just saw it recently. Yeah, it was whenever we went to Destin, Florida, in Gulf Shores. Wild with Serve there. 1480. Wow. Last triple witching wasn't... I got taken, Michael said. Autumn said, is triple witching typically a bearish day? Oh, we just had that data from September. Let me get it back. Right here. We can see the same day change for this triple witching in September is over the past, since 2000, it's only been green 40% of the time. And look at this. This is even a crazier stat. Since 2012, there's only been one September that went green on the same day as the triple witching. Only one. That's pretty wild. The 2024 move in September with triple witching was down 0.19%. Now keep in mind, triple witching happens a couple times a year. Again, in the September one, this is how it plays out. Pretty interesting stats. Yeah, you were looking at last quarter, yeah. Let me find out when it was. It was Friday, June 21st. Let me go check that one. Yeah, the market dipped that day too. But it did spark an uptrend. Not necessarily that the triple witching sparked it, but nonetheless that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the next week was very green and popped up. But here, I'm going to point to the triple witching day from June. Just so you can see it was red there. That was a 0.53% drop. Right now, the SPY's down. It's pretty much break even. It's down 0.05%. Very close to the closing price yesterday. Records are meant to be broken, Tangi said. Yes, they are. I can't believe Alex Ovechkin broke Gretzky's goals record. That one blew my mind. I think it'll be really hard for somebody to break like Tiger Woods' record. Hunter said they are. So many retail investors are onto it, not like 4 years ago when people were new and just buying YOLO calls like they were discount 8 balls. You're right. People did go a bit nuts there with it. A lot of boilerplate divvy stocks are down today. ET is off, ACI is off, KMI is off, MOG is off, PG is off, Oxy's off. Been a bloodbath on DRI. All the defense contractors are selling off. Our retail being onto it. What did SPY close at yesterday? Anyone know offhand? Let's see. YQQQ got a chop sideways. Yeah, if only it would go straight up every time, right? Or have a good directional move. It'd be too easy. Much too easy. Grab has been on a tear this month, Ryan said. GRAB. Let's see. Grab Holdings. It's up 1.65% today. Wow, it really is, isn't it? Look at how it really ripped above this trend line, too. This was a pretty massive trend line break. Wow, $5 really breaking out there. From January to June, I was killing it at 80. What stock was that, Weck? Oh, 80%. I got you. Gain from Jan to June using Grok 3 to help you. Oh, you had a secret weapon with Grok and they took it away? Oh, no. I know a lot of traders have been using Grok lately like that. Huge candle on Oaklo. Let's see, OKLO. 120 overhead, 14%. Yeah. Let's see the 1 minute. You said. I thought I was going to see a crazy candle, Jason. He said false alarm. I got you. That's funny. VLGEA is down. That never happens. Village Supermarket. I don't think I've ever looked at this stock, Tangi. VLGEA. Wow. This is a weird one, Tangi. How did you find this? I feel like this one has to be a dividend stock, right? Let me go check. Nope. They pay 2.5%. Nothing bad, but nothing super great. AGMH on a buyer lotto play. Ooh, QQQ. Juan got in the 596 call and put. Doing a straddle. Be careful, Juan. Max said the Grok 4 update hasn't been as good. Varoom said, so aren't Fridays usually sell-off days? I would love to have some stats on that. You know, that would be one that we have to really see stats on there, Varoom. I would say more likely it's not. You know, not really. Now, it might be more of a sell-off day compared to other days of the week on average, but that doesn't mean that it necessarily is red more than 50% of the time, though. So I don't know. It'd be really hard to say that and feel confident. You need a real stat there. Sometimes, you know, let me go look. Sometimes I get some stats like that. Let me go look from some sources here. They used to give those stats a lot, but I don't think that they've been doing it lately. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything right now, unfortunately, but they used to give those stats out quite a bit at the beginning of the year. They would look at days of the week and classify them by how many times they went green or red. What's everyone's favorite stock you own actual shares of, y'all, Automask? Yeah, let me know. What's your guys' favorite stock that you own shares of? You have to own it, though. If you don't own it, it don't count. You can't say your favorite is Lucid and then you don't have any. Ooh, Tangy says Palantir. Sorry, Alan. I wasn't making the stats. I was actually looking for some stats from some sources, but that's a good idea though if we could do that. Thoughts on Uber, the life of Chris said. Autumn, you might get blown away by Tangy price. I can't remember, but I thought it's like $7 or something. If you guys are just now joining up, hit that like and also subscribe. Let's get it. Pretty fun Friday here in the market. Lots of price action all over the place. Things are starting to slow up a little bit, but man, some of these moves like Oaklo today, and oh my gosh, Oaklo just had another crazy 1 minute move. That is insane. Anthony wishes they were buying Palantir. Down at 22. Both gains and entry price. There we go. Tangy said, my current average in one account's $24.95, but I made about $40K total on Palantir. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. That's what we want to see. Man, Oaklo, that is wild, 17%. Tangy used to have 1,200 shares of Palantir. Beautiful. That's quite a bit, right? Somebody in here owned it at like $7. I can't remember who did. I have a nice $12 cost basis on my NVIDIA that I'm hyped on in your retirement. There we go, Weck. Man, you guys are throwing out some cool positions here. $12 cost basis on NVIDIA? What the? Now that's wild. I don't think I've ever seen anyone have NVIDIA that low or still have it. Give me one sec, guys. All right, sorry about that. Wex says it's a 1,300% gain. That's awesome. Let's see, you said your cost base was 12. Let's see on the daily, the last time it was at 12 was in 2022. Wow. It was like the low. Yeah, so okay. That makes sense, you know? You bought and hold for a while. Or bought and held, I should say. Where should I sell you at, Michael said. Energy Fuels needs some help with the exit. Let's see. Daily chart looks beautiful. I mean, we're at all-time highs. It's going to be, well, I think it's all-time highs, right? No, it's not. Technically, you went crazy when it IPO'd. Oh my god. Imagine getting into this IPO. Oh no. That would be terrible. And they did a reverse split. 1 for 50. Wow. I didn't even realize that they did a reverse split back then, Tangi. 1 for 50. Wow. That was a long time ago, though. It's not like it's recent, luckily. Going to check on him. You know, it looks like $15 would be a really good target overhead. I would say just under 15. If we could get to the high of day again today, it'd probably be a good time, especially if you're talking about a scalp trade. Of course, I don't really know what you're in, but the StubHub IPO. It's ticker symbol STUB, of course. Dropping off. Wow. I didn't realize that they dipped like that. That's a pretty brutal drop there on StubHub. Oh, gosh. It IPO'd in 3 instant red candles. It might make for a good dip buy soon, but again, you know, this is why I don't generally like to buy the IPOs after they hit the market. If you get in the pre-IPO or, you know, if you get the IPO, the true IPO price, right? It's not as bad, but again, then you get banned if you sell it right away, so. At least you get banned from IPOs. Oh yeah, she said that one just seemed bad. They were already so broke. StubHub. I did see a lot of people mentioning it, though. It did get some hype behind it. I watched a movie last night that's one of my favorites, but you guys would probably make fun of me for it. It's a pretty fun one, though. I don't know. It's not very fun, I guess, but it is the Devil Wears Prada. I don't know why I like that one, but it's one of my favorite movies out there. Michael sold at 18% profit. There we go. He said there are so many different type of nuclear reactors out there. Citral Hawk has never heard of the Devil Wears Prada. No way. I almost don't believe you. Wow, they're coming out with a second one. It's coming out in May of 26. No way. Yeah, it's going to have all the same people, too. That's funny. Autumn said, I'd be so scared to work for a chick like that. It's a pretty good business movie, honestly. Like, if you guys are into, like, business things, you know, I would say it's a pretty good one. It actually is almost like The Founder, like McDonald's. You know, it has that type of vibe to it, right? It's like it's definitely like a business, like getting ahead, you know, competition type of movie. Tangy says, you don't want to work for me either. Oh, gosh. Wex said, Tom, I got into a couple Tesla calls for a day trade. Let me know any tips to manage it if you have any. Tesla calls for a day trade. Let's see. Okay, Tesla calls for a day trade. Sounds like you're mainly scalping it here. If you're in the Tesla calls, it's trying to hold this base here at 425.80. If this base starts to truly give out and we see like 425.50 or 425 break down, I'd look to cut. There could be an opportunity or a chance that while Tesla falls, it could break a little bit and then go right back up. You know, that's the chance of every trade, okay? Any trade that you take, there's a possibility of this if you're using a stop loss, right? So it's just something that happens, but you have to protect your risk. So, you know, really the main thing is, okay, what are we going to look like as far as risk reward, right? We entered here, you know, we throw our stop under that recent low at the base, or, you know, just under 425.50. Where do we have to target to make this make sense? You know, it's just over 1 right now, which is fine. As long as you have 1 or higher, I would say it's pretty good. Obviously, the more the better, but right now it's set up okay. But if we were going to go for like a real run today with Tesla, you wanted a good risk reward, you would need to really throw like your target up to 430 or higher, really. And that's going to be a tough target to hit in my eyes, you know, if we really get to like 430. Especially with it just being a big overhead resistance, we would need a pretty good pop out of Tesla, and a lot of these overhead resistances like here to break. So that's kind of how I would manage it now. Personally, would I enter Tesla calls here? It's not my favorite setup at the moment. Okay, Tesla was on an uptrend this morning, and now the uptrend is starting to give out. You know, we're starting to see it trade under the trend. So you could end up getting stopped out on this one. But it's something that will happen sometimes. Whack, as far as like something to maybe help you, it seems like what happened is you waited and you missed this entire opportunity here, but you're trying to buy in like on the dip after the main move happened. And while that can work, don't get me wrong, it could be you know, this base could hold up and Tesla could easily shoot up to the high of the day. While it can work, I generally think that getting in on the initial move or the first move would be a bit better of an opportunity. Or kind of like what we saw today, you know, we saw these slight dips for an overall recovery, right? What we're seeing now is a bit different. We're not seeing like a big like move like this. Now Tesla's starting to go like just kind of flat and choppy, right? And that does show that the base is forming. But again, we're kind of getting in on the secondary move, where if we do see a true pullback come into play, you know, you'll probably end up getting stopped out, or you'll end up being down quite a bit. Either way, it's not the best position to be in at that point. I'm not saying it's terrible to be in now, but just, you know, in that original thinking there. Just had to refresh my chat. You know, Weck, everybody has a different niche, you know? There's going to be some people out there that can't handle the open. They physically can't do it. They might not have the mental fortitude for it. It might not fit their strategy correctly. And thirdly, maybe they just don't like it. Maybe they prefer like a more consistent, flatter market, right? Rather than like the morning volatility. And then on the other side of things, you have people who embrace the morning volatility. They want it. They want the big moves. They want the back and forth action. You know, there's people that actually take advantage of that as well. So, you know, you're going to hear things like that, Weck. I would say from a lot of the newer traders out there, they probably don't like the open because, again, they're kind of new and they probably get steamrolled because they don't put stop losses correctly, and then if it goes the wrong way, then it could reverse right away. And then also, a lot of times they don't have $25,000 accounts, so then they can't re-enter if it does go their way. You know, so then they get pissed, and then they're like, well, I'm just done trading the open. You know, I think that that's a bad mindset to have, though. I think that, you know, you should try to embrace the opening move a bit more. I'm not saying that you have to trade like the first minute of open by any means. You know, maybe give it 5 or 10 minutes. But either way, I think that the open has some opportunities for sure. For sure. But there's going to be a lot of opportunities today. You know, we're only 1 hour in. There's going to be a lot of opportunities. Don't get me wrong. So far, Tesla's holding up on this base, though, that we were watching, which is good. Great sign for you so far on your position. I hope that this shows you, though, that this base is critical, the way that it keeps holding. That's a great sign. Now, if the base gives out, you know, managing your position, you'll need to cut quick, because if you let it really start flushing, then, you know, you'll lose a lot. So Tom, should I sell this 1017 serve call? I'm already up 150%. SERV calls. Let's see. 1017. Serve. Nice pop up to 15. So you said, I don't know what call you have exactly, but you're up 150%. And it expires in October. Let's go look at serve on the daily. I'll be honest here, Michael. I think that you could probably hold that one for a little while and let it play out a bit. I could see this one uptrending. You know, whenever this stock trends, it loves to trend. Now, I'll say this. Okay, note on its last big uptrend how it went. Okay, it wasn't straight up. A lot of times following a big move, there would be pullbacks that came into play. And that's something that I would be wary of here. You know, I don't want you to see a little pullback Monday and get freaked out. Like, just look at this overall price action, how it would go up. You know, there'd be a big green candle and then 3 reds following it and then a big breakout coming through, right? Right now, we just had a big, massive, two massive green candles, right? We're probably gonna see some consolidation. So if you wanted to sell now and then maybe buy or re-enter on the consolidation, I think that could be a smart way to go. But you know, just don't get sad if you sell and then it just keeps ripping out of nowhere. You know, that it's just the nature of the game, right? Anthony said that was me for a second. Let's go back to Tessie. Go check on it here. Extremely flat. Wex said, yes, I have a high risk tolerance because I'm an aging professional skater. So maybe the open would be okay for you. It could be. Yeah. You know, I mean, I can't answer that question for you, Weck. I wish that I could. But I want to help you as best I can while being honest as well. I would say it sounds like right now you're kind of like in between on a lot of things, right? So your strategy probably needs to be adjusted a little bit. And again, keep on journaling so that we can know what you're doing exactly. Your old marketing company worked for a cannabis business in Cali. It was rough for them, though. I think they have redirected their business model. Anthony's under 25K for now, but I found the open is your favorite time of the day. I've made lots of dumb decisions when I first started trading again. Thanks to you and Mike for all the knowledge. Let's go, Anthony. That's awesome. And Weck, if you're in the trading floor, join up on Wednesday and, you know, feel free to ask Mike about open too. Maybe even ask about some strategy. You know, maybe we could help you out there on the live Q&A, of course. Not sure if you're in the Discord, Weck. It's hard to remember the YouTube names to the Discord names, but JJ said no proof or it didn't happen. Is that real, Tangy? Wow. Let's go see Oaklo today. I know it's been very hot. Autumn said, it is brutal. Everyone thought they would get rich when cannabis was legalized, but they didn't anticipate all the things involved, especially the level of bureaucracy involved. Gosh, I've been hearing stuff about California with that stuff since I was like 13 years old, Autumn. It's crazy how that whole cannabis industry has been shaking out, and it's still not done with the legislation stuff. The medical market was too entrenched. So it was like all medical stuff, I see. Or a lot of it, right? I remember like watching documentaries on that, but Michael said, no one wants to pay 3 kinds of taxes. Gosh, the place around me, I think, is it's a tax haven or something, man. I have no idea. But I know that, I don't know the exact numbers, of course, but I know there's the county tax, there's the city tax, there's the recreational tax, there's the MJ tax. There might even be more taxes on those, honestly, on the ones by me. For the last years, I've been the keeper of the 24K, an elite cut of sour tangy X kosher kush. What? As far as I know, I'm the only one that cultivates it. It's delicious. Oh, no. Mason goes, you should see the Illinois tax. Oh, I don't even want to know. Back whenever that was illegal in Missouri, Mason, everybody would drive 20 minutes over to Illinois and buy it and come back. I'm not saying I did that. I'm just saying in general, that's what everyone would do. Autumn said, I expect most of them to fold in the next 5 years. Oh, no. That'd be rough. You got scammed out of $36,000. Oh my gosh, Anthony. Wex says Jersey has it super cheap and legal. There we go. That's definitely, Jake, one thing that you normally don't want to buy in Illinois, I believe, is gas. I think it's normally a lot more expensive there. When you were in Kansas City, Missouri, people drove to Colorado every weekend. Really? I never knew that. Or I didn't know it was that close, I guess, or people did that. Wild. Mason said Pritzker's the worst. Rip Tesla calls, Mr. Charles said. TSLA did sell down. Like I said, it did start to make an intraday shift, too. You know, it broke the trend. It got very flat. It wasn't having the same price action that it was having earlier. I'm sure the calls will still be viable at some point today, but we'll have to see how it shakes up and if we can get a good entry or not. I don't love it here, but Jason said, need me some 24K. It's crazy, isn't it, though, how that industry is shook up. You know, I've been watching Tilray and CGC over the short term. You know, I've been watching them up off of this dip. I like the move overall this week with Tilray. Pretty solid. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today's move kind of sucks, but, you know, for the whole week, it went pretty green overall. Not bad. You know, Raul, I haven't necessarily seen that before. He said, does Triple Witching Day affect any particular time the most? Personally, I have not witnessed that myself. I know that things generally get slower around the end of the day on Fridays, normally. But since it's Triple Witching, I wonder if the end of the day would be maybe where we see a lot of action. Now, I will say this, Raul. With Triple Witching, there's a bit of misconceptions there, okay? At the end of the day, we can go back, we can look at stats for September, and it does show that the market goes green only 40% of the time on the same day. Especially 5 days later, you know, since 2000, the market only goes green 28% of the time. So there are some real stats to kind of show that this is a rough portion and rough time of the year. Now, and it's specifically probably tied to Triple Witching. But as far as an intraday move goes, it's very difficult to say that. I have not personally seen any stats with that. So it'd be a tough call there. Be a tough call, but I will say everyone expects a wild move with Triple Witching. One thing to really keep in mind, okay, is that, look, this isn't surprising, right? It's like scheduled. You know it's coming. The market knows it's coming. These people know it's coming. So just keep that in mind. You know, it's not like market makers are out here with a big black swan event surprise, right? Although people definitely, I think people overhype the triple witching a little bit. If I was being honest, I think it gets way overhyped. If the SPY did nothing today, people are going to just not say anything and just go about their business like triple witching never even was here, right? But if SPY was moving today, people would be saying triple witching, triple witching, triple witching. Like if SPY was going nuts right now, people would be saying triple witching. But where are those people now, right? Now that the SPY is not doing anything, right? I don't know. That's the thinking I think we need to have with triple witching is, okay, there could be some added volatility, but if we don't see anything, you know, don't necessarily force it, right? That's fair. Tangi said the main thing is to watch out for stocks with outsized open options interest or outsized open interest on their options at or near in the money. Especially hyped up stocks. Yeah, potentially. The triple witching used to be a bigger thing, Jake said, but they added more days to close during the month. Interesting. I haven't looked back at that, but Tangi said, in my honest opinion, triple witching gets brutal last hour of the market. Yeah, I was going to say, like, the end of the day would be where I think that we see more triple witching action, right? Especially than in the morning. But again, it's, you know, it's tough. It's not always going to go wild. Bank of America. 52.30 resistance. Okay. Oh, I get what you mean, Jake. Now I get what you mean. Now that there's weekly options. Yes. Sorry, I was a bit confused by how you were wording that at the beginning, but yeah, I get what you're saying now. But I like these crazy days because my short-term brain is so counter-trend that I have a better chance. Yeah, you want to counter the trend, huh? Interesting. Counter trends are pretty tough to hit on, Weck. You're probably naturally going to have more of a loss rate with counter trends than you would with just following a normal uptrend. But alrighty, guys, I gotta run. I hope that we all had a great end of the week here. Got some good likes today, which is nice. Tangy Man coming through with the super again, and his 24K. The name of that was funny. It sounded like a car or something, or like something in a video game or something. Wex said, yeah, I don't want a counter-trend brain. It just seems like that's the way it is. Just work on it. You know, you could switch your mindset around a little bit. It might take some time, but you know, go watch some YouTube videos on people following the trend. Maybe that'll spark some ideas. But alrighty, guys, we're going to head out. I hope you all had a great week. Pretty good morning here on Friday. Lots of action. I like the initial Tesla move. I know that it pulled back now. Oaklo had a great run at open. It still actually could attempt another run here. Kind of nice to see. But yeah, let's go. Let's have a great one. I'm glad to See all of you guys joining up this week. I know that I was gone the past couple weeks. Obviously, had a lot going on, but we are back and we're all good to go now. See you later, Anthony, Autumn, Weck, Jake, Tangy, Jeanette, of course, Juan, Jason, the other Jason, alcohol stylist, I should say, Mr. Charles, TJ, Hugo, Varoom, Iceman, Mr. Charles, Muliones. That's a funny one. Appreciate you guys. Mason. He said Jason and Mason. All right. We're out of here. See you guys.